Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Call of Duty. Because I know you remember back in the day, back in 2008, 2009, I can't remember when the first Call of Duty came out. I think it was like Modern Warfare was like was kind of like the breakout Call of Duty where online was getting really popular during that time, and I think we actually saw its peak kind of toward when Modern Warfare 2 came out. I can't even think of a single person during that time, teenager-wise, that was not playing Modern Warfare in November. And I know
but there was
remember,
also a time where everybody was playing Call of Duty
yes,
at that time. Like, that was the game.
exactly. And I remember looking forward to the fall season. First of all, I hated that Call of Duty always came out when school was starting. Because I'm like, I know I'm not going to be the focus. Like, immediately, I'm trying to prestige as quick as possible. But COD is where I basically started my online career. I've been online for 15 years now. Had my gamer tag for that long and have not changed it since. But it has a special place in my heart, but at the same time, I had to let it die. I think I gave it like 10 years, and I believe I stopped at Black Ops 3, where they wanted to copy the Titanfall. They wanted to copy the Titanfall formula with wall running, but their maps didn't really
That was
cater.
it for me. I was done. That was it for me. I logged out. That was the last time you saw me.
Their maps didn't cater to wall running at all, and I believe they did the same thing in Infinite Warfare. I'm like, I remember specifically one of the maps in Infinite Warfare was inside, and I was like, they did not design this map for wall running at all. Like, and if you ever play Titanfall, you would understand why it's such a problem, because a lot of the maps in Titanfall are wide open, and they have spaces meant for you to wall run to gain speed, and it's just meant to be that way. But anyway, back then you really didn't have to worry about season pass, battle pass, no premium battle pass, no $20 to $30
Double, triple
bundles,
premium battle passes. Yeah.
Right, just none of that. No skins. The only skin you got was fall camo, red tiger and blue tiger from getting 250 headshots and 500 headshots with that one weapon. I remember boosting to try and get them headshots using tactical insertion to do that. But then again, I
don't know.
It's lost its charm. I love COD because I like that it catered towards the community.
Yeah, but it was so different though too, because just side note, Modern Warfare 1 came out in 07, and then 2 came out in 09. I looked that up real quick. But just the it was so different because all we really had was like World War I and World War II games. Like, nothing really bridged like that super gap in bringing things like into the present, and it was just
even Medal of Honor tried
when but just that opening trailer of Modern Warfare 1 was wild.
Take him alive.
It was like, okay, I'm into this. And then Modern Warfare 2 just went totally off the freaking rails. It just the gameplay and everything that went into it. Like, obviously, you want to go back. Like, I remember there was one map, and I cannot remember it for the life of me, but it was, in essence, it was like almost like in the jungle a little bit, but there were like huts, and you had to cross like a riverbank to go to either side. And I just remember people would get nukes on that damn map, like left and right, because all they would do was camp and just wait for people to run across. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2. really
can't.
before like Terminal really like took hold. But I just remember the first time I loaded into this map, I got a freaking knife from one spawn point to another, caught me. I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm over it. Just get me out of here. But I don't know, I miss that Modern Warfare. Like, I miss that excitement of it, of playing. I remember the first
Getting
time I saw
hyped
someone
forward.
Prestige, I was like, what the hell is that?
Right,
What
seeing
is
the
that
different
metal?
symbols, and did not. And here's the thing: you didn't really know which symbol it was, because also you got to think, YouTube was actually just getting started during that time.
Right.
So the only time you find out what them symbols were if you were like deep in forums and stuff like that, or you were following like certain YouTubers back then. But that information just wasn't readily available at your fingertips because smartphones weren't prominent during
Weren't
that
like
time.
they are now.
Right. Also, I do miss one thing I miss about COD, and this is actually getting back to like the meta conversation, is the experimentation when it comes to using different weapons and attachments, and just using what you wanted and not using it because this is like it's guaranteed that you're going to win the firefight. Like, people don't want to experiment because they're so concerned about their KD, and that kind of like restricts them. They don't want to use anything else other than the meta weapon. I miss that about COD. And I also miss when it felt like the developers were making a game for the community. They weren't really trying to make a game for an outside player base. Like, they weren't trying to make it to try and get people from Battlefield or anything. COD was great when it was specifically an arcade shooter. Kill streaks. I think that's one of the main things COD had going for it, was the kill streaks. And honestly,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, how Modern Warfare 2, like at peak, like prime, like if you ever want to realize how good that game actually was, the most iconic thing, and I think anybody that plays like first person shooters or anything like weapon based, right? Everybody, I think, at some point has reloaded and is like, where the hell is my sleight of hand? Why don't I have sleight of hand on here?
Right.
Like, I just think, like, when you really look back at like peak COD, like, to realize a perk is just like the thing that stands out the most, is like, that's what we need in games. Like, I
Marathon
miss that.
Pro, you remember that?
Yes.
Akimbo
all you hear is fucking
shotguns.
footsteps. Scared running to the bottom floors.
Ninja Pro.
So much fun, man.
And
so much
what I
fun.
liked about it was that when you would get a nuke, you knew what somebody was going for, depending on what kill streaks they had and what they had lined up.
Oh, absolutely.
If I remember correctly, I think it was Harrier, and then Chopper Gunner. And I want to say it was something else that I think it was like 5, 7, 11. And I think if you got lucky enough, the 11 would carry you close to getting.
But you would have to time that so well.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But then what I also think is funny, like even back then, as toxic as COD was at that time, because that stuff made you a man. I don't care what was going on. That lobby.
Raunchy.
To get to the point though, oh yeah, you were getting told off the entire time, but which is fantastic.
Shoot a gun, dog. Learn how to fucking shoot a gun. You fucking riot shield. What else am I? Oh, riot shield. I'm a pussy that use riot shield. Oh, I'm a pussy. What do you want me to use? Faggot. You tell me you want it.
But you knew, like, your teammate was trying to go for a nuke. Like, people were feeding that man kills. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna end it right now.
Right.
It was fantastic. But the one thing I know you and I always talk about that something like Battlefield doesn't do, like, I remember just at the time where people would be talking shit back and forth, like, oh, you're garbage, this, that, and the other, and all of a sudden that team would shuffle and they'd be on opposite teams out of nowhere, and you just hear people get real quiet.
Right,
it's just
exactly.
freaking awesome.
Not only that, if you were talking crap in that lobby, the first thing I'm going to do is check that lobby leaderboard. Is your KD high enough to be talking to me like that?
Oh my Lord, so good.
Or you could be in a match where, you're just experimenting with weapons. You're not really trying to go that hard. You're just in there trying to grind. But then somebody gets on the mic, has to say something. Now I got to switch. Now I got to sit up in my chair.
now I got to lean forward to put on the sweaty build.
Right. And not only that, what I liked about this is why I hate lobbies disbanding so much in these new, is because I like the going back and forth against a team. Like, especially if you had a clan that ended up popping up into the lobby. Do you remember how hype it used to be back then? When
Unfortunately, I do.
It was so fun. Not only that, but like you're just trying to get that one game over the other. So you're just going back and forth for hours on end. And there was no party chat for you to like be in with your friends. Like when you got back to that party, everybody was listening to each other. And as raunchy as it
be
was,
the one that y'all lose by 1 or 2, and you were the person that didn't get no kills, and you went like 2 for 30, getting dogged
by your team and the opposing team.
Everybody, might as well just log off.
Right, but as raunchy as it was, as unhinged as it was back then, it still had a sense of community, because that's where I met most of my friends. That's where I got a lot of my friend requests from, was playing COD back in the day. But now, new Call of Duty, we fast forward to, today with Black Ops 6, lobbies are still disbanding. There is no sense of community. You don't get to learn the players' names or whatnot. You don't get to prove yourself in the next game because the lobby has been disbanded. It also removes kind of like the competitiveness a little bit. Because now, depending on what kind of game you just had, either you're going to be playing with a bunch of scrubs, because that skill-based matchmaking said, let's bring you over to Weenie Hut Jr. for a little bit, let you pub stomp, get your ego up a little bit, so we can throw you in this next lobby with the esports team.
Right? Freaking craziness.
And I don't care what anybody says, skill-based matchmaking ruins the game for casuals. I can understand if your KD is like a .50 and below. Yes, you should be in your own lobby with people with.
That's me.
That's not you.
I'm king of that lobby, boy.
If you're a .50 and above, you need to be in Gen Pop. That's where you need to be. You need to be in there with us. It makes you a man. Not only that, I remember getting on COD and getting dog walked constantly for like 2 or 3 days straight. I had never. Go ahead.
No, because just to piggyback off that, you had said something to me the other day, and it brought back memories. It was that you were so hype about COD coming out, because like people that either had money that could go buy it, or like if you were of age where like your parents would buy it for you. But if you had it before Christmas, and then everybody that just got the game at Christmas, boy, you were warming up thumbs to just straight dog walk
just
people
rubbing your hands
as they were
together.
Like, oh man, I can't wait to get on here. Get on there, just get freaking obliterated. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Can't wait to prestige in this one night, because I'm that's especially if it was a double XP weekend, because that's usually when they did it as well. When you had double XP is during like the holidays and stuff like that.
Bringing all the heavy hitters out for no reason.
Right. But I just miss the excitement for that type of stuff. Not only that, you just load the game up. You might have an update day one launch, but from there, start screen, TD, match into whatever game, and you're playing the game. Now when I get on, I got 3 pages to walk through of stores. Would I like the regular battle pass? Okay, no, I say no to that. Would you like, maybe we can entice you to buy this $20, $30 bundle of skin. You get a weapon blueprint. Okay, no, I say no to that. Okay, well, what about the black sale? Maybe we didn't give you a good enough offer from the beginning. Do you want to pay an extra $20? You can get everything plus these new exclusive skins that not everybody else will be willing to pay for. And then after I say no to all that, I gotta rummage through this Hulu-esque type title screen to find a.
After a long, hard day at work, gotta scroll to get to a game.
I gotta find my way to. I'm not. People think I'm exaggerating. I timed it time I loaded up COD to try to get it, it took me 2 minutes getting through all the screens.
God, that is a first world problem because it used to take longer than that to get into but that's neither here nor there.
That was for netcode, but wow, I had a good connection. I load up in the loading screen, I hit multiplayer, and they give you that warning like, hey, you sure you don't want a campaign? Absolutely not. I don't want to play campaign. I'm here for multiplayer.
I'm learning how to do this right here, right now.
I'll play campaign 6 months after. But yeah, now COD is just, it feels more corporate now than it ever has been. And it feels like it's pandering to like lower levels, or we don't want to step on anybody's toes. Like the moderation has gotten so bad in Black Ops that now people are reporting that they're getting shadow banned because they're getting shadow banned based off of what their character says. They don't even have their mic plugged in, but they're getting comm banned because of what their character is saying. This game is rated M for mature. Why are we putting moderation? Unless it's like you're...
Nah. Turn it all back on. Let it go. Do it for a weekend. Let's just see what happens.
I can understand somebody saying some heinous stuff, so let's go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously don't be racist and don't be, anti-Semitic and stuff like that, but listen, okay, let's be honest. Normally when you get around a bunch of your guys, you're just talking shit. Let's be honest. It is what it is. That's what a lot of that yeah, I'm sorry, but it's like, okay, so I played a lot of sports growing up. We're friends until we step inside the lines, and then we're talking shit the whole way through. Like, I'm trying to win, and as soon as game over, whistle blows, cool, man, we can go grab something to eat, whatever it is. I'm sorry I gave you a hard, pick or whatever it is, your sport you're playing. But I'm trying to win. Like, we're going at it. Like, hey, in great example, by all means, you and I have been playing games together almost every day since December 19th, 2019. Okay, let's put that in perspective. There was a time where you and I got on COD, and I got some cheap shot on you, right?
Yes.
In between friends, you said that's not going to happen again, and I did it again. And then I've never seen a character come back across the map so fast in my whole freaking life. And I got you for a third time, and I have yet to live down the ass whooping that came after that, which was absolutely fantastic. But it was just to know the fact that it happened, and that's the great part about it. But the fact that like we can't indulge upon the shit talking is wild to me.
Right.
But even like if you just want to talk about skill-based matchmaking, I just want to say this real quick. I never thought the game would come to a point where there is damage-based matchmaking as well.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying. I just think that's crazy, though.
I was very curious about that. So there's obviously a YouTuber that I usually go towards when it comes to Call of Duty, because I think he does great coverage for it. He's just unbiased. He gives really great feedback. But Exclusive Ace said he has done all the testing to try and see if there's actually damage-based matchmaking going on. He says he cannot get a conclusive answer based off of the testing that he has done, which tells me that there has to be a severe netcode issue that's going on in there to make people jump to conspiracies about damage-based matchmaking. You would think that after the years of this game going on, that their servers would be supreme at this point. You would think that you would have close to no network issues when it comes to this.
You need to let that shaky servers to Rockstar. They do it the best.
And then
freaking crazy.
Activision has dropped their white papers, trying to create some transparency between the dev team and the player base, trying to get players to understand like how their systems work. But it's actually
good for them.
Yeah, it's good, but it's actually created more of a divide, because what is being said in the white papers is not really what's being experienced by the player. Like, you're telling people that they still like ping is king. Ping is what the system is relying on to put you with other people that have a strong connection like you. That's like the basis of your connection, basically. If that ping is high, you're going to be stuttering all over the place. If it's low, we're good to go.
Yeah, you think you hitting body shots. You
Right.
look on the kill cam, you didn't even come around the corner, already getting bodied.
Right. But because the system is relying on skill-based matchmaking and not ping-based matchmaking, you get thrown into these lobbies that have nowhere near like the ping that you have, and then you're in there stuttering, you thinking you hitting body shots, but the guy turns around, you empty a whole clip into him, nothing happens, he shoots 2 into you, and you're done. And so you're thinking that the game is out to get you. Before you know it, you're in there, and then you look back at the kill cam lying to you, Activision lying to you, the game lying to you. What's the point of playing?
Team dogging you out. You're upset.
Team dogging you out. People jumping out of the server because they're getting dogged because they got put into a lobby where they didn't belong. Lobbies constantly disbanding. Where would a player's motivation be to play this game at that point?
I don't know. I can't give you that explanation or the answer to that because I don't play it anymore. I loaded into 2019. No, the second one, the one that came out after that, just Modern Warfare, the revamp of it, and Nicki Minaj loaded in front of me, and I'm like, what on God's green earth is so damn pink in front of me? And it was nothing but cheeks. And turn around, it was Nicki Minaj, and I turn around and Snoop's in there. Like, don't get me wrong, Snoop's a cultural icon. Love Snoop, love his music, love everything about him. He's Uncle Snoop, but he doesn't need to be in a game. He doesn't need to be in Call of Duty.
I don't need to see Nicki Minaj in the game. That's why people were asking for filters, like so they can just see like the base game. They don't have to see other people's ugly skins. Like I should not see Godzilla and King Kong shooting it out with each other.
Yeah, it's like, just
it's losing its identity.
I know we always harp back on this. Yeah, I mean we always harp on Battlefield because they've had their issues, but it's the same thing. Like this is a war game. It's gritty. Like. It's not like you're playing Apex or we're playing Fortnite or whatever where it's quote-unquote polished. Like, it's not that gritty type of a game. This is war. It's a war game. It's built around war. Why are we running around...
The dragon scales on our weapons.
Like, there are... I'm sorry. I'm good. And what's really sad, honestly, I know we always say, well, we're not going to jump back on there. If they could get back to basics like this Black Ops that's came out, just come back just a little bit. I will get back on there because I am fiending for a good shooter, like a real good shooter.
CoD will never see
Division
me again.
3, please come out.
CoD will never see me again, specifically off of lobbies disbanding. Take that skill-based matchmaking out of there, because when I play CoD, I remember the first time I got a
gun game. I know that would cut you off. That's fantastic.
I played Modern Warfare 2019, and that's where I stopped because I knew there was a problem when my TDM match, the timer ran out. And I had just come from Black Ops 4, where they actually had to increase the score limit because matches were ending so quick. Come to here, and I jump in my lobbies. I do good in one lobby, and then I get into my next lobby, and it's just people. It's quiet on the map. People don't want to ruin their KD, so they're just sitting in the corner waiting for you to come by. And Modern Warfare 2019 had a very low time to kill, so it really wasn't time for you to react to being shot if somebody was in the corner. Once they had that first couple shots on you, you were done. But yeah, going back to Nicki Minaj, the game, they are so quick. It's the Fortnite-ification of our games. Like, why couldn't they do crossovers with other military games? Like, why couldn't you do like a Medal of Honor crossover? Like Helldivers just did a Killzone crossover.
There are so many good ones.
Right, like there's
so many good ones.
And there's so many different outfits you can draw from like different countries. Like what if you got like a SEAL Team 6? What did they wear? Like what why can't you just keep it military?
Like Rainbow Six Siege, how they have the special forces from different countries.
Exactly.
Great idea. I don't know. It sucks.
It does.
It just sucks.
It's trash. And I don't want to...
Whoa! Okay. I mean, it's valid. I get it.
Black Ops 6, at its core, it is a good game. But all this other stuff, I don't know, like, what's the correct word for it, but like all this crap that surrounds it. It has so much muck smothered over everything. And it's kind of hard to see that core foundation anymore. Yeah, it's core game. I really think that omnidirectional movement is by far the best I've seen as far as like gunplay.
It is wild seeing it on YouTube in the clips.
Yes, it's really well done, and I really like the auto leaning around corners. It just feels so natural.
What an amazing addition to a game.
But I just lobbies disbanding all the time. The store, it's so expensive to play, and that game is monetized to the point it does not feel like a $70 game. It feels like a mobile game with the amount of monetization that's going on. What are we doing?
Yeah, there you go. Making money.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, it's just
crazy.
Corporate, just greed constantly. Like, people have caught like AI being used for the call signs because the snowman had 6 fingers instead of 5. And I saw another clip in a subreddit where
what?
A guy was asking, do they even test the new skins that they put into the game? Because he got this gun that was like had dragon scales all of it, but it had fire breathing out from the sides. But when he went to use it in like the the training room, the flames were so big he couldn't see what he was shooting at. Like the red dot was completely obscured because the flames were so high. I'm like, y'all didn't test this before you put it in there? No, they just want you to buy it. They know you'll buy the slop regardless. They don't, and the gamers are part of the problem. Like, we can't complain on one hand, but you guys are still buying this mess every year. Activision would not do this if gamers just didn't buy it.
The problem is that they're always going to buy it. Because you just need to hit on some of that popular stuff, man. It just is what it is. Like, I'm a deviant when it comes to something skeletal or whatever skin. I was in there as soon as they dropped whatever freaking skeleton mage or whatever with shadows and shit that were on it. So I'm allowed to talk Grim Reaper Ghost, your boy's buying it. I hate it. But yeah, man, there's nothing you can do about it. You know, like, they're going to put something out, and unfortunately, you know, I don't know. It sucks. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish we can get back to some of the more original skins and just gunplay and all that, but that's a generation gone.
It is gone, unfortunately. I think the iPad kids are just going to sink everything into the ground at this point. They'll just eat anything that gets shoved in their faces. But I miss when games stayed with their identity. Like, Helldivers does not try to branch out. Like, they don't want anything in that game to like ruin the lore that they have established in that world. So they're not going to bring anything too crazy that kind of like distracts from like the tone that they're going for.
Well, and I like the fact that they kept the tone from top down to third person. I think that's a wild change.
Yeah,
and actually did better.
Yes,
which is a wild thing to think about.
Absolutely, but yeah, the game feels more like a corporation now more so than a game. It's just it was just made to make money, and that's it. It's not made for your pleasure,
and it does. Nope. And they're going to keep making money, and they're going to keep releasing them half cooked, cocked, whatever it is you want to call it, baked. And we'll be sitting here a year from now saying
bitching
the exact same thing. Same thing, because the last 4 of the games have been the exact same way.
But I also wanted to note that because, you know, AI is becoming more prevalent in gaming, like, let's be honest, AI is used in gaming already, but I don't like when it's used like towards art. I feel like you could get way better call signs if you relied on the community or actual artists to make your call signs. I remember being excited to get call signs back in the day because they were unique. Some of them were really hard to get also. My favorite one being Wargasm from Modern Warfare 3. I think you had to get like all of your kill streaks within like 7 seconds, I think, or somewhere else. It was
That's
something
absolutely
wild.
Disgusting.
I love that fucking call sign.
That's disgusting. The fact that you would have to be able to do that.
But yeah, I wanted to note that some of the voice actors for the zombies, they've actually went on strike because Activision hasn't said that they'll put any protections in place to keep their voice from being replicated by AI. And honestly, that's just shitty. Like, you have no respect for the people who helped create this game, and now you're not even offering any protections to make sure they'll continue to have work down the road. In the words of Ghost, what are we doing?
I'm telling you, I have no idea, man. But yeah, that's all I got for that.
Say. Yeah, I didn't have anything. I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. And you guys let me know in the comments if y'all are still playing. Give me one thing you love about it.
Tell me what you like best about it if you are playing.
Right. I was going to say,
it's not always about talking negatively.
Sometimes it is.
It is. On my side. But I want to know what good things are about it. Which favorite weapon? Which favorite kill streak?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Just let us know. Above all else, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a video. And we'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
These Muppets have no idea we're here. Let's take this nice and slow. You take the one on the left. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done.